Hey, got some people joining. What's up? I'm just learning some cool Google Apps script stuff. So getting nerdy. but specifically, I just bought this script from somebody, from a YouTuber who basically it pulls in information from YouTube videos and channels. So taking a look at that, watching the documentation video on it, looks pretty simple. It looks really cool. Hey, JP, what's up? We got Anand as well. Hello, sir. How are you doing? I'm doing good. What's going on, JP? I haven't heard much. Not that I'm pretty hard to reach these days, but I'm not sure what's been going on with you the last couple years, I guess. Jeez, it's been a long time. The last couple of years have been a wild ride. But Anand says, I'm from India, sir, following you since a long time. Thank you very much. I haven't done much in the last couple of years, not on YouTube, anyways. So thanks for following. Are you, I'm guessing you're in the marketing. What are you working on right now? What was your last month revenue of affiliate marketing? I'm not going to tell you that. What was your last month of revenue in affiliate marketing? I'm new. I've only made $300. Hey, that's pretty good. That's not nothing. And there's a lot of people who would be really happy with that much. How are you doing it? That's a great start, you know? That's the difference between nothing and something is like one of the biggest obstacles to get through. I know it gets intimidating with all the people on YouTube putting like, um, you know, putting huge numbers up there. It can be really intimidating as a beginner. But honestly, if you've made anything, you're ahead of most people who've ever even tried. So whatever you did to get that initial $300, just keep learning about that topic and getting better um, at that skill. Observant says, "Hi, I decided to join in, hoping to learn something. What are you hoping to learn something about? What are you focusing on? Thinking about? I'm guessing marketing related, but I've been through a lot of courses and read a lot of books and tried a lot of things. So maybe I'll be able to help you, you know, go in the right direction with something." Google Ads. Yep, ads are a good way to get results quickly. Can you really make money on affiliates? Yes, definitely. There's like the hardest thing is not whether you can or not, it's which strategy do you want to do and why, and are you motivated enough to stick with it until it works, stuff like that. Um, why don't you upload videos regular? Well, it's complicated. I had a lot of like mental health issues a couple years ago, and I didn't really have the capacity to share that with people. So I took a break, and then you know everything changed about the world and my life, and now I travel all the time. So I could make videos, but I just haven't really felt up to it. I'm focusing on other things. So, but yeah, you can definitely make a lot of money with affiliate marketing. It's still working. There's so many different ways to do it. Um, it's hard to know, which one. A single landing page, not on a full website. Does it work with PPC? Like only a landing page? Yes, absolutely. Paid traffic. There's again, just with that method, just what you're talking about, one landing page with paid traffic. There's like hundreds of different ways. There's different traffic sources. You could do native ads with things like Taboola or Rev content. You could do Bing ads, like I've talked about in the past. You could do Google ads. You could do Facebook ads. There's so many different ways. Um, I really want to talk with you personally. Well, you are right now, so I don't really do like coaching or anything right now, but I've just decided to do some of these, like basically just hang out and drink coffee and talk about marketing stuff for a little bit, just because it sounded fun. So there's so many marketing avenues to take. How do you break it down? What is the strategy in general that you feel works? Um, yeah, they all work, but the one strategy that always works is creating lots of content. That always works. So there's a system that I'm doing right now it's an SEO based system. Hold on, I'll grab a link to it. But I've been in this group now for better part of a year, and I kind of took a break from it for a while, then I came back. But these guys have been awesome, and they've helped me to really learn a lot of stuff about affiliate marketing that I didn't know. And let's see, they just put out a webinar, so you can watch this video and kind of get an idea for how it works. But I really like this system if you have enough money to invest in the course. If you don't, it's the same. The core philosophy of it is just, creating lots of content. You can do that on social media, or you can do it through this system, which is SEO. I like the SEO because you don't actually have to, it doesn't take a lot of energy to do social media stuff. It takes a lot of energy for me to want to like talk and stuff like that. So I like the SEO thing because you just create content using like AI and some different tools and stuff. And that content goes out and does the work for you, which is really cool. So yeah, I like that system if you can afford it. If not, if you want to do it for free, I like YouTube. Obviously, if you have the energy to create videos and content, then YouTube can grow like crazy, and it's probably the best like free method if you want to do it. As far as ads go, I always start with Bing ads because they're easiest, they're most forgiving, you know. Um, you don't have to worry so much about screwing up and getting penalized and all that stuff. So Bing ads is good if you want to do paid. I've never really gotten too far into like Facebook or Google, but um, not for affiliate marketing anyways. So the strategy in general, yep, that's it. Creating lots of content. The guy that teaches this course that I linked, I've learned a lot from him. He's my friend. His name is Greg Jeffries, and he has this main philosophy of putting hooks in the water, which is just like creating pieces of content that go out there in the internet, and like if you make enough of them, eventually they bring back commissions to you. And I found that to be true. Sometimes I'll get random commissions from a video that I made 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or a blog article that I wrote a long time ago, or doing this system, the system that Greg teaches. You're always creating like tons of content. And it's not really tied to your face or your brand or anything like that. It's just like these blog posts that go out there, and those will bring back commissions too. So that's the general philosophy I've learned from Greg that I find is true. The more hooks you put out in the water, the more money you're going to make. So if that's hooks can be ads, so you can put ads out there and they'll bring back money sometimes. Or they can be social media pieces. You can do TikTok videos or YouTube videos or Facebook posts. But they all follow the same general philosophy, which is that hooks in the water thing. Put out lots of hooks, you get money back. So there's just so many ways to do that. I've even done it with like Pinterest, putting out tons and tons of Pinterest posts for a while. That brought back commissions. But it is, I think one thing that's important that I've learned is that volume really matters. Like the amount of whatever it is you do. If you're doing ads, you need to test a lot of offers so that you find the one that works best, and then you can grow from there. If you're doing YouTube videos, you have to do a lot of YouTube videos. If you're doing blog articles, you have to do lots of blog articles. So you can find ways to shortcut that with software or systems, tools, like all of the AI tools that have come out to write content. Those are really helpful. That saves a ton of time. It used to take forever to write blog articles, but now you can use these AI writers, and they'll save you tons of time. So yeah, I know it's confusing though. There's so many different people, and every day, if you watch all these YouTube channels about affiliate marketing, you're going to get different every day people are going to say something different. You know, try this thing, run ads on here, and they all make it sound super easy to make. You know, $1,000, 5,000, whatever. It's not that easy. It's never that easy. I've never found it to be that easy. It always takes some sort of sustained effort and sticking with something for a while to see the results. Every once in a while, you do get lucky, but you only get lucky by doing lots of stuff, putting out lots of those hooks in the water. So, yeah. So, if you're doing paid ads, then you need to test a lot of offers, like I said, which requires a lot of money, unfortunately. So, if you don't have a lot of money, paid ads is not a great place to start, because the people who are talking about their results, they probably had the money to sustain testing dozens of products, funnels, and stuff before they got their winner. And then they talk about the winner and they say, look, I'm making $1,000 a day. But how many offers did they have to test to get to that $1,000? They don't really talk about that as much, or they do and they mention it, but your brain is like, ooh, boring. It ignores the boring part. So, um, is that how you feel? Just kind of overwhelmed by everything, like just like watching all these YouTube videos, you just see some people like I always get overwhelmed when I start watching YouTube again. So I'm like, oh, I got to try this thing. I got to try that strategy. Oh, I should do print on demand. I should do drop shipping. I should do. Some people are doing client stuff or drop servicing or crypto stuff. Like you just get overwhelmed, but it's important to just pick something and try to make it work. I think. That's good. I built a site and it never really flew. I created tons of content, and 6+ years later, it only gets 400 in traffic. Hmm. 6+ years later, what sort of content did you create? There's so many factors with that. It could be um, the niche. I have a blog that's like 10 years old. It's really nice how you take time out to do this. Uh, you're welcome, but I'm mostly just doing it because it sounds fun for me to talk to people, and it's a little break from my daily routine. But yeah, I hope I can answer a couple of questions. So the marketing end is overwhelming. Yeah, I know. It's tough. It's like there's so many. What you don't know until you've tried all these things is that they all work. Like whatever you pick, and if it's the thing that you actually wake up and do every day, that's the thing that's going to work, because you're not just going to, um, there's no cap to any of these methods. You just have to, like, let's say you get into YouTube. Okay, I'm going to do YouTube. You start doing it. After you make some videos, you're going to get better at making videos. You're going to get better at talking. You're going to go out and do more research. You're going to find out which videos in your niche do better and then try to mimic them. You're going to try keyword research. Like, the further you go in a path, the better you get at that thing, and then your results get better. Your thinking gets better. Your instincts get better about that thing. But if you're like me and you're always jumping from method to method, then you don't get time to learn and get better at that particular method. So if you would have been, you know, saying you made a blog 6 years ago, I mean, have you worked on it daily? Did you like go, did you learn more and more about blogging, about SEO, and what the people who are successful at blogging, what they do? Did you go, read their blogs and try to create content that's similar to theirs? Did you try to join communities or groups about blogging? So if I have a job site, is that a directory site of job listings? Is that like a lead gen thing? You just answered my question. Yeah, I fully understand your points. Oh, how to monetize a job site with lead gen? I think there's probably lots of affiliate marketing programs for job lead gen. I would guess probably on like Max Bounty. There might be some independent programs out there. Temporary/contract. I'm from CT, by the way, so it's okay. CT, Connecticut? Yes. Cool. Did I make it there? Do you focus on affiliates? I do affiliate marketing for myself, and then I have a client that I do paid traffic consulting for. That's mostly what I do right now when I'm not traveling in a van with my girlfriend and living all over the country. That's mostly what I do. I don't work terribly hard right now, but I take the kind of extra time and energy that I get from affiliate stuff um, and my client work, and I'm basically using that to learn new skills. So I'm learning. Last month, I learned a lot about productivity stuff with a course, or well, there's a course called Building a Second Brain that I thought was really awesome. I didn't take the course, but I learned everything there was from the guy who teaches it out there for free, called Tiago Forte. So I really like that. And then that led me into learning about programming, because what I do with SEO right now is basically building like lots and lots of sites really fast. So the more I learn about programming, the faster I can build sites and do lots of cool SEO stuff. So now I'm learning programming, but I don't work for anybody. So I work for myself, and I have a lot of time, which is great. That's what I've always wanted. And so I basically make enough from doing affiliate marketing and my client work to give me every day to learn, which is awesome. It's really fun for me. And every time I learn something new, I get to like create new tools and stuff that help me with various aspects of business. Um, I do some paid traffic campaigns for affiliate marketing, and then like I said, I've been focusing on this SEO strategy for a long time. I haven't done much YouTube though. What strategy right now is the most interesting to you that you would actually consider doing if it worked? Like, of all the things that you've learned about so far, you've heard about out there in the affiliate marketing world, like, what is the one that you're just like, man, that would be really cool? Other than the money, like, yeah, what is the strategy that you're just like, you just think it's awesome when you hear about it? Another question related to that is, who are the people that you most are looking up to right now, like in affiliate marketing or whatever version of business you think would be really cool? Who are the people that embody that? I would like to learn about email list building and content. Interesting. So what is it about an email list that you think sounds really cool, like as a strategy? And who have you seen or heard or read that does a business that sounds like the perfect kind of business for you? Email list building is of interest to me. So is it the, let's see. So I've spent a lot of time learning and doing email marketing, although I don't really do it much now. And I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm great at it anymore, but for a while I was running a very big list in the affiliate industry. And my job was to write copywriting emails every single day to a list of like 200,000 people, mostly customers. So we made a lot of money. And so it was my job to run that list. So definitely have a lot of experience with email marketing. There's a lot of components to it. So have you heard of Ben Settle? He's a great person to follow if you're into the writing of the emails. So he runs a business that is very leveraged, very automated, and it's basically like his personal little business that he sells a membership for like 97 bucks a month. And basically what you get with that is you get a subscription to his email copywriting course, and he sends you like a physical newsletter every month, I think, for that. But he's got a really cool business. If what you dream about with business is to wake up every day, like have a cup of coffee, write an email that might take you an hour or two, maybe it'll take you 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Some of the most income producing emails I ever wrote only took me 10, 15 minutes once you get into the groove. And then you send it off to your list, and then you make anywhere from a couple hundred to a few $1,000s for the day, and then you're done with work. That can be really appealing. So is it that part? Is it the actual like writing, creating of the emails that's exciting? Or is it more like you like to, another part of email marketing that I enjoy is like building systems and like to build like an email funnel for people to go through, and then to buy leads and see people go through that funnel and see like what they choose and what they click on. What you can split test different email headlines, stuff like that. Or is it just like the copywriting? Do you not even care about running your own business, but you just like the idea of writing to an audience? Like what about it excites you? And based on that, I think you can go a few different directions. Ben Settle, I think should be pretty easy to find. He's not very good at. I don't think he really made the transition into the social media age. So let me see. But yeah, he's like an old school kind of mindset. Um, yeah, email players is the name of his newsletter, and he has a free version, and then if you sign up for like 97 bucks a month, he'll send you the uh, physical version. But he's kind of like a curmudgeon-y, like you know he's very opinionated, and he's a great copywriter. So if you want to learn email copywriting, he's a great place to start. Send you awesome emails, and if you just read every email he writes, you'll get a very good feel for like email copywriting and how that works. I like his business because he doesn't try to be like the most, you know, like the most successful internet marketer of all time. He just has his business that works really well for him. He's got his audience that he's not really famous, but he's kind of famous in a small niche. People really looked up to him. He obviously can charge really high prices for consulting if he wants. It's a very like nice little business to model if you're into that. Anand says, "Sir, how to run ads on review keywords if vendor is not agreed for PPC?" PPC. Well, um, well, you could run ads for their competitors, um, or what you can do is you can target their keywords, but don't use their name in the ads. So that'll make your ads a lot less effective, but you can, like, for example, if you're running to ClickFunnels or whatever, you can target ClickFunnels as a keyword, but just don't say anything about ClickFunnels in the ad. Just say, you know, best software for marketers or something like that. And then send them to a landing page that doesn't pretend to be ClickFunnels. You know, you have to make it your own. Say like, hey, this is my roundup of the best software for marketers, and then you can have a link to ClickFunnels. So that would be one way to target review keywords for a product. Is you can target them, but just don't use their name in the actual ads, because that's what they will look for if they're looking for competition from you. Um, the other thing is you can target their competitors. List building. I don't know who really teaches list building anymore. Alex Becker used to have really great courses about email list building. Um, I think if you want to write emails, then being a consultant, a copywriter for another business can be a really good way to do that. I have a friend who joined Ben Settle's group, and then within a couple months, he got job offers from their private forum or something. Some people went to Ben Settle's group to ask if any copywriters wanted a job, and so obviously that his audience was like people who were I really want to run by job site. I'm not really sure exactly what that means. And thinking an email list by offering something. Is that your site that gets 400 people a month? The easiest way to find a good idea for a lead magnet to start getting people on your email list is just to look for other websites that are doing it right now and see what they're offering for a lead magnet. So go find a site that's similar to your site. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. I'm having a bit of difficulty understanding, but I'm guessing you have a website that's about jobs that gets like 400 visits a month, and you want to try to build a list from that. Um, Totally makes sense. So go look at other websites that are as close to your site as possible and see if they offer lead magnets to get people on their list. And if so, just build something as close to that as you possibly can. So if they're offering like, you know, checklist, top 10 resume checklist or whatever, like then you should make a 10 resume checklist for your lead magnet. I have a job site. Is that like, yeah, again, I'm kind of confused by what job site means. It could be like construction job site, which I'm guessing is not true, versus job site, like a site that lists jobs for people, lists available jobs. Or is job site like a platform that I've never heard of? Yes, exactly. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, so I did that recently with my client. He's in the WordPress space, and I was like, but he specifically talks to WordPress developers. Um, so he couldn't do something like, you know, oh, top 10 tips to use WordPress. It was like he has to talk to developers. So I went around and I found some of the popular blogs. I asked him, like, what are some of the big blogs that people, you know, people who would follow you would be interested in? And he gave me a list of like 5 or 10. And then I went and found some myself, just doing some Googling, temp job site where employers can post jobs. Perfect. Okay. I understand now. Um, so yeah, I found a few sites for WordPress developers, and what ended up, there were a few ideas I got from that, but the one that I liked the most was it was like top tools for WordPress developers in 2021. So I was like, cool, you are an authoritative person in this industry, so let's create our own version of that. And it'll be whatever you think are the best tools. We don't have to use the tools that they used on their site. We'll just, whatever your answer to this question is. So go find what other competitors are using and then make your version of that. So, but use the same hook that they're using, if that makes sense. Like, you know, employers can post jobs. So like, maybe you go looking into that niche and you find the top sites are all talking about like, um, you know, how to find great job candidates in one interview or something like that. And that's the hook. So you're like, okay, I'll make my version of advice for that to speak to that, but use the same hook. So you're still going to use how to hire people after one interview as the hook, but you're going to create your own version of it. And it doesn't have to be complex. This is what a lot of people do with lead magnets. They think they have to write like a 100-page ebook. You don't have to do that. It can be a spreadsheet, a checklist, a paragraph. It can be a video, a 5-minute video. Like, as long as you're helping to answer the question that someone who opts in has, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be long. So don't worry about that. Don't be like, oh, I have to record like a whole training course to offer. I used to do this. Like, for an opt-in, you just have to do something small. Like, here, you have a question, here's an answer. It could be a paragraph of text, could be a template package that, whatever template document. People really like templates and checklists. Those work really well for lead magnets. But yeah, that should work. And then if you want to, this is something I told someone on the last coffee hour that I did, was that person had a IT business, and he was saying he wants to get into digital marketing. Like, he would like that to be his full-time job, digital marketing. And I was like, well, you have a business. Why don't you do digital marketing for your business? Like, start there. Like, you have this job posting website. Why don't you go try to do some strategies that you've seen out there that maybe you've seen them used for affiliate marketing, but just think of yourself as your own affiliate. Like, what if your job was, what if you got hired by your website to get your website more traffic? Like, how would you do that? Think about that and be like, well, maybe I would, like, if you've been studying affiliate marketing and stuff, even if you haven't had a lot of like monetary success yet, you probably know the strategies. Like, it's not really about the strategies always as much as just doing it. So consider yourself your first client and just say, how would I get more traffic to this job site? Like, look at the top job sites. Like, what do they do? Where do people in the industry that you're offering jobs, where do they go to find jobs? How could you get more people, more employers to come to your website to post jobs? It could be direct outreach, it could be just like sending emails to employers. It could be building an online community, like in a Discord or maybe you find that your people don't hang out on Discord because they're an older demographic. So where do they hang out? Are they on forums? Are they in Facebook groups? Maybe if all your jobs are local, let's say they're all for your community in Connecticut, you go to a small business group on Facebook and, Connecticut small business owners, and you go into that group and start posting helpful content for people, and then have a link back to your website, or just personally messaging some employers and saying, hey, I'm putting together a resource guide for employers. Like, what are some of your biggest struggles? But again, all of that is if you're passionate about the niche. If you're not, if you're just doing it to try to make money, then maybe there's other niches that would serve you better. But if you have an interest, or if you're like experienced in that niche, then you can grow it using the skills that you learn from watching YouTube videos. Just like try it on your own website. It's a good way to get started if you already have something, unless you hate it, in which case you should, not continue pursuing it. You should work on something that you're excited by in some way. Like, here's something cool too, at the stage that I think you're at, which is doing a lot of research and stuff. Whatever you're getting interested in, create content around that thing. So let's say you want to get into list building, right? Why don't you start a blog called like list building? Let's see. Hold on. So you can use this tool called Lean Domain Search. You can type in like list building, and then you can see all these different domains that you could buy. that start with the words list building. So this will be really good for SEO. List building works. Listbuildingconsulting.com. That's an available, domain that you can buy right now. Oh, you're very passionate about it. That's awesome. So look, you can buy something like that. And then, okay. You could apply this to the job site thing too. So you already have a site and a domain and traffic. So that's good. So then think, how would I get more traffic to that site? Maybe you don't want to touch the SEO. Maybe it's like you're scared to break it or whatever, which I understand. So how could you get traffic from outside of SEO into your site? Like maybe Pinterest or TikTok or YouTube or Facebook, sending more traffic into your blog is never going to hurt it, right? Now, messing with the SEO could affect it, so maybe you don't want to do that. But maybe you don't care. Maybe you're like, it doesn't make that much money for me. I'll do anything, and you can mess with the SEO too. But let's just say you don't want to touch it. Then you could go to social and use all the strategies that you've heard about and learned and get them to send traffic into your existing site. Let's see, if it's in a particular niche, then I would say, start building some content for that group of people. Like if all of your jobs are about tech, or let's use our example from the guy yesterday. It's an IT, you do IT jobs, right? So you could start a Facebook group that's like, IT professionals of Connecticut, and start like inviting people who are in other IT groups or whatever, and then they'll slowly trickle in. And then from the Facebook group, you can have it so when they join, there's a link to your website, right? This is something I saw a lot of people doing a few years ago, and I did it myself for a while with Facebook. You can create a Facebook group for free, and then when people come to join your group, it just has these little question boxes, and one of them you can say, Are you interested in learning how to get a job faster or how to hire faster, whatever? And then you can put a link to your website. And so every single person who comes to join your free group gets a link to your website, which will help you build traffic, but also gets you like a qualified list of people. And it can get people to go download your lead magnet that you can use to build your email list. And anytime you step outside of the internet marketing world, all of that stuff gets way easier. Like building Facebook groups, all that stuff gets way easier because there's no, uh, internet marketers marketing to internet marketers. That circle of, like, we get tired of seeing all the marketers come in and try to invite us into Facebook groups and everything. But the average person out there doesn't have that. They don't have their defenses raised. They're not tired of seeing marketers. They just, if they're interested in a topic, then yeah, sure, they'll join a group. So keep that in mind too. But yeah, let's say you're in an industry, just go start building a nice group, highly qualified Facebook group, and then you can just chat with people in there like I'm doing today. Just like, hey, I mean, there's like 3 people on this live, but look at all the awesome questions you've asked and how much good information has come from us chatting for, I guess it's been a little over an hour now. It doesn't take a lot of people and engagement to be able to really help people, which is something I've, I guess, forgotten. So if you can help a few people, well, those could be your first couple of, those could be your first couple of recruiters that join your thing. And the more you get to talk to your industry or your group of people that you want to help, the more they start telling you what are their frustrations and what are their concerns. And that's all the fodder for your content. That's what you put on your lead magnets. That's, the number one question I get in my Facebook group is, you know, how do I filter out all the crappy applicants for my jobs? That's probably something people who do a lot of interviews are tired of wasting their time. How to build a simple, form that eliminates all of the time wasters from your job applications, right? And then you could build the form for them. Like, here's the template. Just put in your email. I'll send you the template to get that. But yeah, look around. Go watch the top YouTube videos. Like, type in your thing, you know, job recruiting, and just see what the top videos for that are. What people talk about in that field. Like, I move from interest to interest frequently, and every time I do, there's a new set of stuff in that interest, right? So like last month, I was really into productivity. So my algorithms, my YouTube algorithms specifically, as I first type in like productivity tips, and that brings up like the top people, and then I drill in further and I start learning about like tools that help you with productivity, and that got me to like Evernote, and I started watching Evernote videos, and then you start to see everybody who talks about Evernote is talking about this building a second brain thing. So then I go watch that, and so you start to get this clearer and clearer picture of a group of people or a bunch of interests, and you can start to take notes. I would recommend keeping a document, either a Google Doc or an Evernote, where you're just like, okay, I'm going to dive in to the world of job posting. Who are the big players? What books does everybody read? What YouTube channels are they all following? What podcasts are they listening to? They probably are the same ones that you do, because you're interested in this thing. So that's the type of thing that gives you a competitive advantage that nobody else has. Is you listen to these podcasts too. You're like, what is I don't even know anybody in that industry, so like, what are the top podcasts about it, and what do they talk about? What's their lead gen on their website, or what do they make courses about? So productivity again kind of led me to, there's some big players in that space. If you're doing list building, there's Ben Suttle, there's Frank Kern, there's Alex Becker, there's if you type in list building, oh, of course, Russell Brunson, right? Like, he's probably the biggest champion of list building out there right now. And then once you get into Russell Brunson, you get into all this other stuff. But if you're watching Russell Brunson, so are all the other people who are interested in list building. So you can, what I was originally going to say with this listbuildingconsulting.com or whatever is, make that blog your document of your journey of learning. So as you find a great YouTube video from Russell Brunson about how to build a list, just copy and paste it into a new blog article on that blog and just post it. Don't worry about writing a long thing, whatever. Just post it. Just like keep it as your, personal document of learning about this niche. So, Albie, wow. Long time no see on here. Yeah, it has been a long time. It's good to see you, man. How's it going? What are you working on? But yeah, so just kind of allow yourself to get obsessed with something, and while you do it, just build breadcrumbs for yourself back, and that stuff will be great content to provide to other people later, you know? Like once you find all these great videos, at least save them to a playlist on YouTube. You know, every time you find a good video about list building, save it to a playlist. And then later you could use it as a lead magnet. You could say, you know, watch my top 50 videos on YouTube about building lists. Albie says, I'm doing automated faceless cash cow YouTube channels. Hell yeah, that sounds great. Have you made a course? Can I buy it? That sounds awesome. Automated faceless cash cow. I did a side hustle thing a while ago. I got obsessed with side hustles and just learning about what's out there. And a lot of that comes up a lot. And I definitely was curious about it. I never put enough energy into it to see any results, but I'm curious. Like, I'm glad to hear that it works. That's a really cool like side hustle. It's no course, but there's lots of courses out there. Yeah, but there's none by you. Of course, then you'd have to go from being faceless to having a face. But you know, if you do put out a course, let me know, because I guarantee there are like many people who would love to learn, like literally what you just said, automated faceless cash cow YouTube channels. If that was the name of a course, I would buy it. Like, I'm in. That sounds great. So that skill set that you've built and those insights that you've got now after making some of that work, very valuable. A lot of people would be interested in that. But you know, making courses isn't for everybody. Sometimes it's just better to just keep doing what you're doing and stay quiet, you know? Just get the results and that's it. Just use it for yourself. Yeah, but what I'm doing actually works. So I don't know if I want to share my secrets. Exactly. I was just going to say that. If you got something that works, just use it for yourself until you're like bored of it and you don't mind giving it away. Just ride the success of it for a while. You don't have to give away anything. But that's really cool, man. Observant says, thank you so much. Seriously, you're welcome. Yeah, hopefully there's some idea in there that can be helpful to you. And yeah, if we this is the most consistent thing I've done in years, which is I've done 2. So, you know, it's a good sign. Maybe there will be more in the future. I don't know. It's really hard for me to get in front of a camera these days for some reason, but it makes me feel good to know that some of that rambling was useful. What are you doing nowadays? Well, I'm doing a SEO strategy by Greg Jeffries. He's a good friend of mine, and he kind of showed me his strategy about a year ago, and I started it, and then, you know, got distracted by other things. I've got some consulting clients that I was working with. I'm still working with one. So I don't know. I've been all over the map, and literally I've been all over the map because I decided to start living in a car with my girlfriend, and we've been traveling all over the US. So yeah, lots of travel. And it kind of made it so my work had to kind of fit into a certain mold. And the SEO strategy just rose to the top of my options because I don't have a lot of time to like record content. Yeah, it just fit the mold. So with your YouTube knowledge, you could probably easily do faceless channels. I'm sure I could. Honestly, that's why I would like buy your courses, to save the time of learning. Like, I know I could do it, but I don't know where, you know, which, like the literal, like at this stage in my like career, I guess I have a very broad knowledge base. So it's not valuable to me anymore to learn that something can work, because I believe it will work. What's valuable to me now at this stage of my career is show me which buttons to push, which is, you know, the most valuable kind of information. But so already I kind of know what you're doing because I've just watched a bunch of summaries and stuff. But there's a difference between getting how the strategy works and knowing what buttons to push to make it actually work, and that is extremely valuable to people like me. Like, you don't have to convince me that it works. I mean, I fully believe you, and I know it would because of what I know about how marketing works. But I don't know. I might waste 6 months of my time trying to pick the wrong niches or trying to, whatever. So someone who's already gotten the results would help to jump ahead in that process. And it's the kind of thing you could charge a lot of money for if you're already making money. But basically just outsource and you just manage the channel. Again, I'm not surprised by that, but my big question would be, what channel do you make? Like, which topics do you cover? So you don't have to share that, but that's where I'm guessing the real money is made, I guess. But I guess the other thing would be, my other question of that is, where do you get the content? I've seen that you can get it from public domain content. But again, which topic? There's probably some gold mines, and then there's some waste of time. And can you guys hear me? Can you still hear me? My phone just went off and they tried to steal my AirPods. So yes, okay, cool. True, but I'm not pulling super huge numbers. Yeah, don't share the niches. You keep that. But some of the gurus, so I feel like a fake, but I make enough that it's more than my old 9 to 5 job. That is beautiful, man. I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. That's freedom. Think of it this way. You're never going to get worse at like marketing, business, and the strategy than you are now. You're only going to get better, even if you don't like obsess about it and spend a lot of time on it. You're going to get smarter because now you have time to think and to try creative ideas, and you're going to get um, better insights, and you can probably afford to upgrade some tools and your process and stuff like that. So that's beautiful. If you can, once you get to that job replacement level, life gets a lot nicer. So that is, and again, comparing yourself to gurus is a terrible trap that I've done my whole career, and it sucks because the difference between having to work a job and then earning the same amount of money from YouTube channels that earn you like pretty passive money, that is like a literal difference in existence. Like, that's the huge breakthrough. Like, getting higher and higher and higher up on the scoreboards has like less and less impact on your happiness, but going from nothing to something is transformative. That like creates a whole new life for you. Not my channels, but I know people who are in celebs, crypto space, sports niches, and getting 10K per month. Interesting. Is there okay, here, I'll ask you a question that I think you can answer um, without giving away too much. Is there a channel or source of information that is the best place to go to learn about this? How about that? Because if there's like a YouTuber or a book or a course that got you to where you've gotten, I'd be interested in checking it out. I don't know if this strategy is one that's going to work for me right now in my life, but I'm always curious to hear different strategies and stuff. And like I've seen a lot of people on TikTok who are like, make a video or make videos about Christmas music or whatever. So maybe that's like amazing, or maybe it's a waste of time that every newbie, tries. Um, Celebs makes sense actually. Just what you just typed there is probably worth some fee just to like see that. See Facebook groups and Discord groups. That's stuff I would never find because I'm not really on either of those platforms. So that's amazing. Yeah. There's like these secret little groups out there, and that's the way I feel with my SEO group. Like, it's not a well-known strategy or course, but damn, is it good? And it's gotten me a lot of results. So, and every week they have a coaching call in it, and the people on that group are like so smart and have tried all these cool things. And started off with buy 9 to 5 YouTube channel, but I would not recommend him or his course now. There's better course. See, this is gold. This is all gold. You could charge for coaching just with what you've just said right there. All those tips to someone like me who knows how to like make stuff happen. Like newbies, they're worried about will it work? Is it worth my time? Whatever. I'm past that, I just need to know, how do I make it happen? And all of those things that you just said, those are worth, like if you just made a course, I mean, um, you know, if you charge somebody like a coaching fee to be like, do this, don't do this, try this niche, don't try these niches, these are a waste of time. You can charge a lot of money for the right person, right? Like the person already has to be interested in the topic and want to actually make it work. Like I'm not sure that I do yet, but maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll come back to you and be like, hey, what are those Discord groups? Again, you don't have to put them here, but unless you want to. But yeah, man, that's so cool. I love any strategy that is like highly leveraged and passive like that. Or a term that I've learned from the programming world is called asynchronous, which means it doesn't require continuous upkeep. Thanks, man. That's really cool. He's going to share some gold. Already has been, but I was saying asynchronous strategies. So a lot of strategies like social media, like build a TikTok channel. Well, that's great, but you literally have to like do it every day to keep growing it. And I don't like that. I like something where you build it once and then it works, and then you can go away and do other stuff or do nothing and it'll continue to work, and then you can come back to it and grow it some more, and then it'll keep working, and then you can come back to it and grow it more, or you can just leave and it continues to work as it is. Damn, that is amazing, Albie. Thank you. I'm gonna check it out. I got a lot of projects to work on right now, but there's definitely something appealing about that strategy. Is it pretty easy? Paid for his Patreon. Ah, interesting. See, you're a baller, badass in this. You just don't realize it yet. You're comparing yourself to people way ahead of you, but there are millions and millions of people who would love to be in the position you're in right now out there in the world. I'm taking notes, by the way. Everything you type in here, I'm like putting in a Google Doc so I can look at it later. And I really appreciate you sharing. That's very cool. And if you want another strategy, the one that I've been using that's working really well, I'll share that too. It is my affiliate link, but you might be interested if you've got some free time and you like these like kind of passive income strategies. I got to recommend Greg Jeffries' SEO affiliate domination. That's what I've been part of for the last year, and similar to your strategy, I think you build the stuff once and then it like continues to work for you in the background, and then you can go build it up more, or you can leave it alone. It's asynchronous and it's awesome. YouTube is hard to get started, but once you get the ball rolling. So you mean like, it's hard to like, I guess one of my questions with that strategy was, is there a risk of getting like channels and accounts and stuff banned, that kind of thing, you know? Or is it easy to like set up a sandboxed account? Is there a strategy somewhere where people are like, okay, just use a VPN and like start this account with a different email or whatever? That's what I would be worried about. Like, I have a couple of emails that I use, my Gmail emails that I've used for like this channel and other stuff. I wouldn't want to jeopardize them in any way. That's one reason I've kind of avoided that strategy, is I didn't want to jeopardize my existing Google identities. So if there's a way to remove the risk of that, then you can grow more channels by sending traffic from a bigger channel via end screens. That's brilliant. If you straight up copying and reloading that strategy doesn't work anymore, of course, there's always nuance. Dude, we're on a path to mastery. You need to ask for an original script with human voiceover. So is that like in video or whatever? Great niches for affiliate. Observant, you asked earlier, and almost anything. I think software is still a really great niche for affiliates. There's so many great tools out there that have affiliate programs. Pretty easy to make commissions if you can get the traffic. They're genuinely helpful to people, and a lot of them have recurring billing, so it can change it when you get a lot of so I just got some texts. Okay, there's a risk. Yeah. Okay, what you need is set up your new channels under separate email addresses, so if one get banned, it won't affect your other. That's what I figured. However, they all need to be linked to one AdSense, and from what I heard, it's not a problem. But some people set up new ones under a business. Yep, that's another concern. I have an AdSense account, and I would be worried that if something happened with one of those channels, that it would affect this channel, which makes passive AdSense every month. So I wouldn't want to mess with that. And I know AdSense is weird too. Like, they only want you to have like one identity, which is why I'm guessing people had to use business entities to start new AdSense accounts. Other affiliate niches that are great, pretty much anything that you're interested in, there are affiliate programs out there. In general, I'd say software is a good one. Obviously, like the classics, but it just depends on the strategy you're willing to do. I don't know many people getting 3 strikes. Okay, that's encouraging. That would be the first thing I would do is I would spend time looking into how to protect my protect the downside of my accounts getting jeopardized. So I'd probably try to create some sort of sandbox account, which might already be overcomplicating it. But if I can figure that out, then I would be more confident in trying to make it work. Because the strategy itself is, if you stick to 7 seconds rule and use stock videos, you're falling under fair use, so they can't strike you. So are you saying that you're generating unique videos with something like InVideo or what Content Samurai used to be, and that's, or um, do you use common Creative Commons videos? Okay, not sure what Content Samurai is. It was an older software that got bought by GoDaddy or something. Where are you getting the videos? Are you creating them, or are you getting them from Creative Commons videos that already exist on YouTube? Mostly stock videos, but also videos from YouTube, even if it's not Creative Commons, just has to be well edited with the script and voiceover. Got it. That was the script and voiceover part. Because you can edit, that's what fair use is. Because you could take a piece of someone else's video and edit it, and now you're like creating a new piece of work that's not trying to replicate the original work. So that's the 7 seconds. Like you can't use more than 7 continuous seconds of any piece of work, right? Something like that with a script and voiceover. Like you could make your own video of like a Grant Cardone video and be like, um, this is what Grant Cardone has to say about the car industry. And then it could show like up to 7 seconds of him talking from a clip. And then you come back in and you're like, if you believe that's true, then you might also want to check out what so-and-so, what Russell Brunson has to say. Reaction video to the Will Smith slap. Yeah, that makes sense. And you only have to do the voiceover or hire the voiceover. So Albi, I have a question then. If you've essentially, yeah, hire guys on Fiverr, figured. Ah, cool. AI software some guys are using. Um, Now that you have essentially like replaced your time or the time you would need to work a job to get that money with passive income, how are you using that time? Are you like chilling out and doing nothing, or are you investing that in like growing your channels, or are you buying courses, or are you what do you what have you done with your freedom? Now I'm submitting some site maps for some sites that I just built. I've been learning about APIs, pretty nerdy territory, but I'm liking it. Well, the plan was to travel and become a digital nomad, but I have been stuck at home last couple of years. Yeah. Plan to leave by October. I mostly end up doing research and still create a lot of videos myself, so I'm not fully automated. Maybe if I can start pulling 10K again. Yeah, awesome. So, um, are you in like Australia or something? I can't remember. Mostly end up doing research. Yeah, I mean that's pretty similar to where I'm at. It's like I spend a lot of my time learning new stuff, and then the other part of my time doing the stuff that's working now. Oh yeah, Canada. So, but that's probably how you're gonna be forever. Basically, is like part of your time is spent just researching, just like learning new stuff, because you never know when like a new strategy will come along that's maybe just 1 degree away from what you're doing now, where you're like, wait a second, if I can combine faceless YouTube channels with blank, you could create something new and you could see an opportunity that most like affiliate marketers wouldn't see or most dropshippers wouldn't see. Like if I combine my faceless YouTube channels that get tons of traffic with dropshipping, wow, that's crazy, or affiliate marketing or whatever, you could, or you could move into a whole different thing that because you have the time, you have your time freedom now, so you can research all this stuff sharpen your skills, and you're executing in your business. So you're learning like how to get better at outsourcing and how to get better at processes. So you're kind of in this golden zone right now, really, because you can move it any direction you want, and uh, you can grow that business, or you can use that time and money freedom that you have to put the time and effort into something to grow it from scratch. um, I didn't want to leave my dad home alone during the current world situation, but now everything open, I don't feel bad leaving. That makes sense. I started off doing compilation channels, but those all got demonetized now, so I had to shift strategies. For the demonetized channels, is there any realistic, like, do they get enough traffic to where you could put a link underneath to do like affiliate offers, or does that not really happen with these channels? Because I would guess with a celebrity channel, if you put like the top ClickBank offer in front of enough people, like weight loss or whatever, you should be able to get some sales. I mean, I don't know if it would be as good as what you were making from ads before, but or if your channels were in a specific niche, like they were. I saw somewhere about like pets and stuff, like dogs. Even if you got demonetized, you could, put little calls to action to be like, click the link in the bio or click the link below for dog training, and go to some of the ClickBank. Nobody clicks on the links. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah. So it's just kind of a different game. 6 million views per month. Wow. So once that demonetization happens, it's like really hard to get anything out of them. Hmm. Interesting. 6 million people, nobody clicks the links, huh? If you put new content on those channels and put like calls to action at the bottom third, you try lots of affiliate stuff, but people watching compilations only there for entertainment don't care about links. Fair enough. See, that's like an amateur assumption that I'm making. Hmm. Let's see. There's other ways to monetize. That is a shocking thing that I bet most people wouldn't believe, that 6 million views would net you like almost nobody would click on the links. I would believe it because I've seen things like that. Um, there's a program called Yai that has a system for creating videos. Um, oh, yep, that's what I was going to say. I put their link in the description. I can tell nobody clicks on the link. Yeah. Is there a way to create content that like, so yeah, okay, so that's one way you can use the channels, is to send traffic to the other channels. That makes sense. The other thing I was thinking of is you putting like what do they call it, pre-roll. You could put like an ad at the beginning of the video, like basically create your own YouTube ads, because YouTube is not going to run ads on your channel. So you could put like, 5 seconds of ad before the video, and then probably it would destroy your channel because like nobody would click on it or whatever. See, again, these are all amateur questions I'm asking, but pay for a sponsored ad, yeah, like pre-roll, but you would just manually insert it into the new video. Like, this video is sponsored by blah, blah, blah health supplement. Click on the link in the description below to get free 30% off, whatever. Usually some shitty drop shipping products. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, hey, I'm gonna have to go. I'm kind of getting a little tired here, but thanks for hanging out, and thanks for sharing all that awesome information. Um, Observing, hopefully, you got some good ideas there, and you can see like there's lots of ways to make money out there. Like Albie's showing a completely different strategy that is perfectly viable right now. You know, it's a really cool time to be involved in digital marketing and stuff. So thanks for coming and hanging out, and hopefully I will feel like doing this again because I actually had a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys showing up and chatting for a while. So hope the rest of your week is awesome, and I'll see y'all later.